Okay, so this is part two, negativity and the lights. So you can, if you are a positive person, this is what I was saying at the end of part one. If you're a positive person, negative people, when they come around you, they're not going to feel comfortable. You know how you can walk in the room and all of a sudden it might be somebody in the room that just stands out and you say, oh, I don't feel comfortable around that person. You don't know what it is that makes you not feel comfortable. You just know you don't feel comfortable. That's that person frequency. Either it's much lower than yours or it's much higher than yours, and you're just feeling uncomfortable with it. um and so that's how people will see you. If you're a negative person and you're a positive person come into your atmosphere, they will not feel comfortable around you. And so they're going to feel like just something about that person I don't really like. Not knowing what it is, don't know it's negativity, don't know what it is. They just feel uncomfortable around you. And that's probably because you're vibrating in such a negative state. You can only let in things in your life that you are. Remember, like attracts like. So if you're a very positive person, you're not going to have a lot of negative friends. They all are going to be positive. If you have a lot of negative friends, then you're going to have a lot. I mean, I'm sorry. If you have a lot of negative friends, that means you're negative because you're attracting those type of people to you. People only come into your life that you attract. In other words, they're like you. Like attracts like. That's how I would do in my world. I knew, like, I would be saying to myself, I'm not sure what I'm doing that's negative because, but the people around me are still negative, and I didn't for a long time. It's like I didn't know what I was doing because I didn't, I'm not one to like sit and gossip about people and stuff like that. So I'm thinking like, what am I doing? What am I doing that's negative, that's still drawing negative people to me? I just didn't get it, what I was doing. But yet I was drawing negative people to me. What was I thinking? What was my thoughts on? What was my attitude? You see what I mean? I'm thinking it can't possibly be that of positive because I have these negative people. And the people that I had, it was a guy. Oh my God, he complained 24 hours a day if you was around him. He just complains about everything. He didn't see he was married with a wife and the kids and just thought they were against him and would complain about them all the time. And then would have the nerve to go into the house, call me or text me at like 2 or 3 in the morning because I was, always up and say, oh my God, he couldn't sleep because the house was so negative. And I used to didn't say anything. And one day I said, but it's 5 people in that house. And you all are contributing to the energy in that house. So it's not only their energy, it's your energy too. He got very angry because I said that. Because he said, he wasn't negative. But you're calling me all the time complaining about his wife, complaining about the kids, name it, he would complain. So I remember just really trying to work on myself, trying to figure out what was going on with me, because he ain't gonna change. You understand? Because he don't even see nothing he doing is negative in the first place. Then, Lord and behold, here come his wife, because they want, I'm like a marriage counselor to them. And then her negativity was just on the same level as his. And I just couldn't figure out what the hell was I doing to attract these two people in my life. And they had been in my life for a good 5 or 6 years. So I'm just thinking I got to be a very negative person if they, if they in my life. I just, because it's never about the other person. You have to remember, it's never, ever about the other person. It's always about you. So I had to focus on me because you ain't going to change the other person. You're just not going to change nobody else. You can only change you. So I focused on me to try to figure out what the negativity I was doing. I must have changed something because all of a sudden these two people fell out of my life. Girl, let me tell you, there's the Sanctified Church do this spirit dance. I don't know how to do it, but honey, if I knew how to do it, I would have got up and did the spirit dance. Because they fell for my life. I was like, oh, thank you, God. Because I think I had to have changed something in me, you see. If they jumped, they were out. So now people was, the new people I was attracting in my life, they weren't. Oh, I forgot one more thing. At the same time that they were in my life, I had a caregiver that was helping me twice a week. She was extremely negative, just like them. She would complain about her job every day, complain about her boyfriend, complain about her kid, just all the time. She was a replicant of them. So let me tell you something. When they left out my life, she did too. She did too. So I'm thinking, okay, so I must have changed something in me. You know what I mean? In the process of working on myself, that I had to have changed something in me because they were gone. So now I wanted to look to see the new people. Because let me tell you something. The people in your life is like a mirror. God sends them as a mirror for you to see yourself. That's the truth. Look at the people around you, and that's you. Now, I knew, that doesn't mean you have to be doing the same thing they're doing, because I never have been I never was a complainer. I never understood why people were complaining that the gas was expensive. What you complaining that gas is expensive? You still got to buy it. If you got a car, honey, you have to buy the gas. Ain't no need to complain. And I used to tell people, they ain't need to complain about stuff because you can't change it. Don't complain about things you can't change. You know what I mean? So anyway, I never was a complainer, so I knew it wasn't that. But it don't have to be that. It was negativity. I was this negative, we were all, me, that guy, his wife, and the caregiver, we were all vibrating on the same frequency, you see. Wherever we was at on the totem of that negative. We was way down there because there was a lot of negativity, okay? So after they left out of my life, then I'm going to look at, because God uses people in you as a mirror, around you as a mirror, I want to see, okay, who's coming in now? So the people that came in weren't as negative. One of the girls that came in who took her place to be the caregiver, I never ever heard her talk she didn't verbally say, I didn't hear her say things negative, but at first, I think it was more in her attitude. She had more of she would be really friendly, and then she would just close down and wouldn't talk. And then you'd be talking to her, and you know that you're talking to her, but she's tuned you out. I personally think that's very rude. You're having a conversation with her, but she's turned you out, and then she's just saying, like that. And then when sometimes you would say, what's wrong? And then she would kind of go off on whatever it was that was bothering her, but talking about the other person. But so she was still negative, but nothing like the other people were. And then I had another girl to come in my life, and she was probably on the same level. So I knew that the level of my negativity had changed. I was still negative, but the people around me now, they were negative, but I liked them. They weren't like, God, please help me get out of this negative pit. I liked them. So I thought to myself, okay, so then this went on, maybe for a year, whatever. And then it dawned on me again that, okay, I don't want to stay at this negative. I'm still negative. So I don't want to stay at this negative space. I like the people that's around me, that's coming into my life. But the bottom line is I'm trying to get to the light. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to and I can't get to the light. In order to live a life of the light, I really have to change my frequency a lot. You know what I mean? Because I can't be having any of these negative thoughts at all. And then I just started noticing that it wasn't so much as when I talk about the world, what was going on in the world today, it was negative, the things I would say. About the world, the different conspiracy theories that they talk about. I would talk about that. And it still was negative. So then I had said, okay, let me try to work on this, because I still need to change this frequency even more. Okay? So that's how you could do. If you just hell set bent on you are not negative, then look at the people around you. Because the same frequency that they are giving off is the same frequency you're at. So if you think that they're negative, then you're only seeing yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Because other than that, you're never going to change, because you can't change something that you don't know. Like, you can't change something unless you know what's going on. If you don't know what's going on, you can't change anything. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, you could be let's say you're a very mean person and you want to change and be nice, but you keep telling people you're not mean and people tell you you are. How can you change from not being mean when you don't even see that you're mean? You have to see the problem in order to change it. You have to see the problem. So if you're negative, you have to see that you're negative before you can become positive. And then you work on it to change yourself. But my sister, I was telling my sister this a long time ago. She was talking about the people that she meet, they were all like stealing from her. And so she did, she was like, oh my God, and she was just telling me some of their character was kind of shady. And I would tell her, well, then you need to look at you because you attracted it. Oh my God, she thought I was terrible. What are you saying? That I steal? No, I'm not saying that you steal. But there's something about you that's untrustworthy because you're attracting people that steal. That's an untrustworthy person. And then you're telling me how they lie. Okay, so do you lie a lot? You know what I'm saying? And she do, people. So she couldn't get that concept. She just couldn't get that concept. She just thought, okay, if they just came into my life. She don't know why they came. They just came. But these are the friends that you're constantly meeting. You're beginning to meet shady people. Why is that? Well, to her it was like, well, that's them. That don't have anything to do with me. But they're coming into your life, though, which has something to do with you. So why do these shady people feel that they could come into your life and be friends with you? And you're accepting them if it has nothing to do with you. Well, she had to think on that long and hard because she wasn't about to take accountability. Some people just don't want to take accountability to say, wow, I am attracting these kind of people in my life. Let me change myself. Some people don't want to take that accountability. And so it took her a while to see that. Eventually, years later, she did. But then, no, she couldn't see that. So if you're really trying to change your life, then you need to take accountability. And when you look at your life to see that, yeah, everybody that's around me is negative, then you could just say, well, I don't want to be in this space anymore. You can't put those people down. It's not bad and it's not good. You just are ready to go to a different space now. You're ready to come out of that negative space and go into a positive space of light. That's all that is. You're ready to change. The person that you attracted in your life, they're not ready to change. They're comfortable where they are. But you are starting to get uncomfortable where you are. And you really want to come out of this negativity. Now, whether you realize it's negative or not, again, just look around you and see what level of frequency these people are on around you. And then you will surely see the frequency you're on. Because God uses people in our environment as mirrors to show us of our own faults or to show us what we need to change in our own life. Okay, people, thank you so much for tuning in to the Patricia Show. Please press like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next week. Have a good week. Bye-bye.